Welcome to the objective review of Teen Titans Go to the Movies. And in an objective review, I like to break a movie down into 6 categories and assign weights to them depending on the movie genre. And for Teen Titans Go to the Movies, I'm going to consider this an animated movie, really an animated kids movie, because that's all this movie really shoots to be. So let's get started with the first category of story. And in the story, it's very meta. It's very kind of fourth wall breaking in a sense. Pretty much the story is every single superhero, no matter how big or small, literally is getting their own movie. And Teen Titans, which is full of sidekicks, want their own movie. Especially Robin. Robin's the main one that really wants his own movie. I mean, he sees that Batman has a movie, Alfred has a movie, even the Batmobile has a movie, which is coincidentally enough, Alfred is getting his own show somewhere. I don't know how that's going to work out, but nonetheless, Robin wants his time to shine, and he wants his own movie. So they go out. In order for them to feel like they can get their own movie, they need a good arch nemesis that every superhero has. And in this case, they want Deathstroke. Well, not Deathstroke. They don't call him Deathstroke ever in this movie. They want Slade Wilson to be their arch nemesis. And pretty much that's all the story. It's just them trying to be that. And there's really no huge moral to the story, really. At least I don't feel like there is. And even they state that at a certain point in the movie that this isn't that type of movie. So there's really nothing here story-wise to really chew on or to really think about or grasp it. Like the story happens, and you kind of forget about it. But it's a good enough story, I guess. It's a little subpar. FYI, I went to go see the movie with my 5-year-old daughter, and she liked the story. She really liked some of the turns it took, but that was kind of surprising. So for that, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next is emotion, and I assign 30% weight here. The emotion in this movie is not great, really, at all. It's never bad. It's just there's kind of no emotion there. There is a pretty good moment where the team comes together, and it's like, we're the reason why we're great. It's because we're a team, because we love each other, and you're a good leader, Robin. That was sort of a good moment. But other than that, there's the emotion in this movie is really lacking. But I give it a 6 out of 10. Next, on to action. In anime movies, I give it a 5% weight. And that's sort of the reason why I consider this more of an animated movie, because there's very little detail put into the action in this movie. I think Starfire has some good action, a little bit of good action sequences. Raven, they have this rap that they do. I think that's where most of the action comes from. But all in all, the action really wasn't there. So I give that a 6 out of 10. Next is comedy. And for anime movies, I give 10% weight towards comedy. And this movie might be trying to lean more towards being a comedy. The thing about the comedy in this movie is that not every joke is for everyone, but there is a joke for everyone. Like I said, I took my daughter to go see this movie, and she was cracking up laughing at things that I did not even smirk for. And there were some references that I enjoyed that I might have been the only person in the theater laughing at. Like there's a scene with Superman. He's just really annoyed with all with the Teen Titans, and he just says, "Somebody save me." And I laughed at that joke because I love watching Smallville. That's a reference to that. And there's a couple other jokes that people beside a huge DC nerd like myself would enjoy. But there's also a lot of jokes that you might cringe at, because it caters to kids. There's fart jokes. There's stupid just waving your butt. A lot of butt jokes to go around here. But I think there's enough jokes there for everyone. I chuckled all throughout the movie. I did not laugh out loud until the final end of the movie. I did have a really good laugh, like just the end of it. I think because I'm a parent, and and that joke really put me kind of in a terrible spot. They pretty much asked the kids in the audience to ask their parents a really difficult question. But my daughter kind of already knew that. So that's on to acting. I give 10% weight in acting, and the voice acting in this movie was pretty decent. I mean, these actors have been voicing these characters for years now. They pretty much do it in their sleep. Will Arnett was a pretty decent Slade. He was a good comedic foil to them, I think. A lot of times he just kind of played tricks on them. I did really enjoy Kristen Bell as this character called Jade. She's like the director of all these superhero movies. At first, I thought it wasn't Kristen Bell. I didn't know it was Kristen Bell till the end credits roll. I thought it was Grey DeLisle, who voices Azula in Avatar and also voices Catwoman in the Arkham games. So I had that in my head this whole time, and then I find out it's Kristen Bell, which makes me want Kristen Bell to do a villainous role because a lot of times Grey DeLisle does villainous roles. So I really hope Kristen Bell does that in the future. Love Kristen Bell. Love The Good Place. Fantastic show. But everyone else's acting in it was decent. It was good enough. So for that, I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is on to directing. And the animation in this movie was okay. I was expecting it to be better since it has a higher budget, but it was only probably about, I don't know, 15 or 20% better than the show, if I'm going to give an arbitrary increase there. And I'm kind of comparing that to how the most recent My Little Pony movie, I feel like that animation stepped up more from their show than Teen Titans Go stepped up from their show. Although the first little short that's shown before, a Batgirl short, I thought the animation of that was great, which I really can't wait to watch that with my daughter and the revamped DC Superhero Girls. The animation that looks really good. I thought the pacing movie wasn't that great. Sometimes I did check my watch, and I'm just kind of just waiting for more things to happen. But the comedic flow I think was good. And there was a lot of music in this movie, and I'm kind of a little bit disappointed in the music because I've watched plenty of episodes of Teen Titans Go because sometimes my daughter just watches it, and they have some really good songs every now and then. They have a song that Cyborg does where it's like some weird 80s mitts, and then they have the Beast Boy rap song talking about catching villains. That song is fire, like no doubt. It's a great song. I listen to it at work all the time. And so in this movie, I was expecting the music to be a little bit better. All right, so for directing, I give it a 7 out of 10. So that gives us out to our weighted average of a 6.7 out of 10, which really isn't a great movie. It's kind of like a D in my book. I never need to see this movie again. It was fine for the hour and 30 minutes that I watched with my daughter. It was a good father-daughter time that we can do some good DC bonding. Like I said, I am looking forward to that DC Superhero Girls because I think that looks pretty great. All right, let me know your objective reviews, and I'm out.